guys and welcome back to my channel Riya's Education Hub और मेरा नाम है रिया तिवारी। So we were doing the chapter water resources। तो इसका जो पहला पार्ट है जिसमें मैंने methods of irrigation के बारे में बताया, sources of groundwater and surface water के बारे में भी बताया है, तो वो आप मेरा वो लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया रहेगा, आप जाके इसे चेक कर लें। ठीक है, तो आज मैं इसमें पढ़ाऊंगी need and conservation of water, steps, necessary objective methods of rainwater harvesting and everything. In this session we are going to complete this chapter. ठीक है, तो इसी के साथ हमारा जो water resources का जो chapter है वो भी खत्म हो जाएगा. So let's get started. So need and conservation of water. If the present trend of water requirement and its wastage continues, then a large number of water shortage problem looms ahead. Water quality refers to the purity of water. Most of our surface water are polluted by foreign matters. Our rivers carry industrial waste. What are rivers? Rivers में जो pollution होता है वो भी important हो जाता है, ठीक है, exam के perspective से. So river water carries industrial waste, municipal sewage, residuals of chemical fertilizers, etc., making it unfit for human consumption. Then conservation of water resources has become essential due to its short supply, increased demand, large scale pollution and uneven distribution over the country. ठीक है, तो जैसे कि पता है हमें पॉपुलेशन भी बढ़ रहा है, उसके बाद जो वाटर पोल्यूशन है वो भी बढ़ रहा है, तो साथ ही साथ जो वाटर रिसोर्सेज है वो हमारे कहीं ना कहीं कम जा रहे हैं, इसीलिए वी नीड वाटर, राइट, एंड वी ऑल्सो नीड टू कंजर्व वाटर, देन ओनली वी कैन प्रिजर्व इट. ठीक है, नाउ व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स नेसेसरी फॉर कंजर्वेशन ऑफ वाटर. If you want to conserve water, then some steps you have to follow, which you have to follow so that you can conserve water. So first is developing water saving technologies, technologies that save water, preventing pollution of water, encouraging watershed development, rainwater harvesting, reuse and recycling of waste. तो ये सारे measures हैं. Now the Central Pollution Board is working with the state pollution control boards, monitoring the quality of the water resources. ठीक है, तो according to them, organic and bacterial contamination is a major cause of pollution of river waters. Now this you can read it just for a reference. ठीक है, तो इसमें ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आपको नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. हाँ, आपको स्टेट का CPC भी इसके फुल फॉर्म हो सकता है पूछ ले, तो फॉर सेफर साइड यू जस्ट गिव अ रीडिंग. Then we come to the recycle and reuse of water, which is very common in today's trend. The availability of fresh water can be improved by recycling and reusing it. Water of inferior quality can be used for firefighting and in cooling. In urban areas, water after washing cars can be used for gardening. In this, valuable drinking water can be conserved. ठीक है, तो जो वाटर काम में नहीं आता है उसे आप फायर फाइटिंग में यूज कर सकते हैं. जहाँ पर अगर कोई फायर रेस्क्यू करने जा रहा है तो उसमें वो पानी यूज हो सकता है. जब इन अर्बन एरिया जब हम कार वॉश कर लेते हैं तो उसका जो पानी है वो हम गार्डनिंग में भी लगा सकते हैं. तो ऐसे करके हम वाटर का जो वेस्टेज है वो कमा सकते हैं. Now, what is a watershed development? What is a watershed development? Watershed development is an important method to conserve water resources, increase agricultural development, and stop environmental degradation. Very important question from exams point of view. Okay, so it helps to improve the living standards of the people. Tanks, ponds, check dams, and other structures have been constructed for water harvesting. Tamil Nadu is one of the state which has made it mandatory for every building to harvest water. ठीक है, तो तमिलनाडु है जो पहला स्टेट है जिसने ये कंपल्सरी कर दिया है करने के लिए. ठीक है, तो आपको ये पूछ सकता है कि which state has made it mandatory for every building to harvest water. So Tamil Nadu is that state. Rainwater harvesting. Now we come to the rainwater harvesting. The basic principle of rainwater harvesting is essentially catch water where it falls. There are mainly two main techniques of rainwater harvesting. First is storage for future use. You can store it for future use, and the second is recharge into the ground, which can increase the groundwater level, which is very important in today's world. ये है techniques of rainwater harvesting. Now the objectives, some objectives of rainwater harvesting are also important. What are the objectives? Why we need to conserve rainwater also. So पहला है meet the increasing demand for water as the population is increasing, so water requirement is also increasing. Then reduce surface runoff, avoid flooding of roads, raise the groundwater table by adding to groundwater reserves, improve the quality of groundwater, reduce groundwater pollution, reduce soil erosion, supplement household requirement of water during the hot summers. So in your book, आपके book में recharge through hand pump, recharge through abandoned dug well, recharge through trench, water harvesting, storage and recharge, ये सब आपके pictures दिए गए हैं. ठीक है, now in examination it can come a picture based question. ठीक है, तो अगर आपको picture based question दे दिया, पिक्चर मतलब एक पिक्चर दिया रहेगा उसके नीचे एक क्वेश्चन रहेगा. ठीक है, तो ऐसे करके आपको पूछ सकता है कि ये कैसे हो रहा है, इसका नाम क्या है, whether it is from dug well or whether it is from hand pump or whether it is from trench. ठीक है, now water can be collected either from rooftops or from the ground or combination of both. Rainwater harvesting systems can vary in scope, etc., etc. Now what are the methods for rainwater harvesting? Now these were the objectives why we need to harvest rainwater. Now what are the methods, how can we conserve rainwater, how can we preserve it? First is construction of potholes. Water potholes, we can harvest water in small ditches constructed in those areas where there is not much underground water. These ditches can be extra 1 to 3 meter deep wide and 2 to 3 meter deep, filled with droplets and sand. Rainwater can easily percolate through this. Now next is groundwater dams. Now these are structures that intercept or obstruct the natural flow of groundwater, and these have been used in several parts of the world, notably India, Africa, and Brazil. They are used in areas where flows of the groundwater vary considerably during the course of the year, from very high flows falling rain to negligible during the dry season. The basic principle of groundwater is water is stored underground. The main advantage of water storage is groundwater is that evaporation losses are much less. So these are minute questions which can be asked. 1 mark के questions होते हैं, बहुत scoring होते हैं, ठीक है. तो अगर आप ऐसे 1 marks करते करते आप गवाते जाएंगे तो आपका बहुत सारा marks loss हो जाएगा, right? Then for this you have to study the chapter thoroughly. Now the third is wells recharging. How can we recharge wells? These wells that have become dry and not in use can be used for water harvesting. Rainwater can be diverted to dry open wells. ठीक है. तो रेन वाटर जो है उसको हम ऐसे डाइवर्ट ऐसे करके हम मैकेनिज्म बनाते हैं जिससे कि वो डायरेक्टली वेल्स में ही जाए. Now preserving lakes, ponds and tanks. Urban areas face waterlogging due to torrential rain. It is therefore crucial to channelize and hold rain water in such areas. Lakes, ponds, etc., which are built to hold water, must be protected. Now we come to a johar. A johar is a crescent-shaped bund which is built across a sloping catchment to capture the surface runoff. Water accumulating in the johar percolates in the soil. A johar has traditionally been used in Rajasthan for harvesting water. Where it has been traditionally used, it is used in Rajasthan. आपके बुक में एक जोहार का पिक्चर भी दिया गया है, आपको पिक्चर देके पूछ सकता है या फिर आपको ड्रॉ भी करने बोल सकता है. A johar is planned to be constructed near the Mughal gardens at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi also. Now next we come to the ferrocement tanks, which is the last one. Generally in small domestic systems, the cost of constructing tanks with conventional materials such as masonry is far more than after rainwater collection. Ferrocement consists of a thin sheet of cement mortar which is reinforced with cage made of wire mesh and steel bars. Ferrocement can provide a low-cost and easy-to-build solution for the need of low-cost containers. This technology is particularly relevant for regions like Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, and Kerala, which have high frequency of rainfall. So it is prevalent in where a high frequency of rainfall is there. Now, what are the benefits of rainwater harvesting? क्या-क्या हमें advantages मिलते हैं या फिर क्या-क्या हमें फायदा होता है अगर हम rainwater को बचाते हैं या फिर rainwater को harvest करते हैं? Rainwater recharge into the ground would have a positive impact on groundwater quality. First thing, like through groundwater dams, etc., etc. It will also help to stop the decline in groundwater levels. It would break down consumer utility bills, and this is of great value, especially to institutions which spend considerable amount of money on water. ठीक है. तो consumer utility bills को भी कमाता है. जो बड़े-बड़े institutions होते हैं जिनमें पानी का काम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, तो उनके लिए ये बहुत फायदेमंद रहता है. Rainwater is fresh water, which makes it favorable for use in variety of applications in homes, institutions, and commercial establishments and industry. Is stored for future use. Rainwater can function as a useful supplementary supply and thus reducing the stress on public water supply. ठीक है. तो घर में भी काम आते हैं, कई इंस्टीट्यूशंस में भी आते हैं, इंडस्ट्रीज में भी काम आते हैं. तो इसी अगर हम इसे बचाते हैं तो हमारा जो पैसा है वो भी बच जाता है. एंड जो पब्लिक वाटर सप्लाई में जो क्रेस्ट है, जो डिमांड है, वो भी कम जाता है. इन कोस्टल एरियाज where there is excessive groundwater extraction, recharge of rainwater into the ground would prevent seawater ingress into freshwater aquifers. Urban flooding can be controlled if the residents of a city harvest rainwater from their rooftops. ठीक है. तो फ्लडिंग है वो भी कंट्रोल हो सकता है अगर हम जो रूफटॉप में ऐसे बहुत सारे घर बनाए जाते हैं जिनके ऊपर एक शेडिंग बनाया जाता है कि जिससे अगर बारिश हो रही है तो वहीं वो जम जाता है. Now, using harvested rainwater reduces water demand from the public water supply, which I already told you earlier, which in turn reduces energy consumption in the water distribution and network. So, with this, we complete this chapter, water resources, which is a very scoring chapter. Geography में maximum chapters आपके बहुत scoring होते हैं, बहुत easy to understand भी होते हैं. कोई ज़्यादा इसमें तीर मारने वाला कोई भी काम नहीं होता है. आपको बस you have to thoroughly read these chapters. Then only you can गेट योर मार्क्स. ठीक है. तो इस चैप्टर में आपको मैप्स भी प्रोवाइड किए गए हैं कि कहाँ ट्यूबवेल्स मिल रहे हैं, कहाँ वेल्स मिल रहे हैं, कहाँ टैंक्स मिल रहा है. ठीक है. तो ये सारे मैप भी आप देख के जाए. मैप पॉइंटिंग में भी आपको ये दे सकता है. तो फिर आपको याद नहीं रहता है जब आप एग्जाम में लिख रहे होते हैं तो आपको याद नहीं होता कि यार मैंने तो ये देखा ही नहीं. तो इट्स बेटर टू डू इट अर्लियर. ठीक है. तो ये था हमारा सेशन वाटर रिसोर्सेज. विद दिस विल कंप्लीट today's session as well as this chapter also. Meet you in the next session. This is Riya Tiwari signing off for today. Bye bye.